Hi everyone, welcome back to Sassito. If you're moving to Ireland or a non-Irish resident who needs access to public services, today's video is essential. I'm going to walk you step by step through how to get your PPS number, and let's dive in. First things first is, what is a PPS number? So a PPS number, or a personal public service number, is a unique identifier you need for almost all interactions with Irish public services. Please remember that we'll always have 7 digits followed by 1 or 2 letters. So, why is a PPSN needed? Your PPSN is essentially a personal reference number. It is used whenever you deal with your government or public services. The key uses includes, first one would be employment and tax. All employers in Ireland needs your PPSN to set up your pay, tax, and PRSI on your salary. You cannot register for tax credit or start paying tax without it. Likewise, revenue, the tax authority in Ireland, pretty much similar with the BIR in the Philippines, it uses your PPSN for tax filings and pension contributions. Without a PPSN, you can only work on emergency tax rates or not at all. Now, it is also important to note that you do not really need a PPSN just to look for work. It can be done after finding a job. The next one would be your social welfare benefits. The DSP, or Department of Social Protection, uses your PPSN to pay any social welfare or family benefits. All claim forms require you to quote your PPSN. It ensures your payments go to the right person. For example, the DSP Child Benefit Guidelines explicitly states a PPSN is required for the claimant and child before applying. Now, the next one would be healthcare and other public services. Your PPSN appears on your medical card, GP visit card, social services card, or all cards. So it's used for healthcare eligibility, and it also comes up if you apply for your grants, student supports, housing assistance, or driving license. Now, it is considered a general ID. The PPSN is an ID number. Many official documents like your tax paperwork, social security correspondence will include it to identify you. Because it is used on so many systems, keeping your PPSN safe and quoting it on forms is very crucial. It ties all your PPSN public services together. Who can apply for a PPSN? The first one would be adults aged 18 and above. This is an important clarification actually. Can first-time adults apply for a PPSN number from abroad? Generally, first-time adult applicants are required to be resident in Ireland to apply for a PPS number. The standard procedure involves applying in person at a PPS number allocation center, or an entry center as they call it, within Ireland. There are some exceptions on this, but these are exceptional circumstances, such as purchasing property or dealing with inheritance matters from abroad. Non-residents may apply. However, these cases are rare and requires specific documentation and approval. So that's the exception. Now, it is recommended that unless your situation falls under the exceptional categories mentioned, it is recommended to wait until you are physically present in Ireland to apply for a PPSN. Now, this approach ensures compliance with the standard procedures, and it may actually expedite the process as well. Now, if you've lived in Ireland before and had a PPSN, you should find it on your old payslips or medical cards, and that should mean that you do not need to apply for a new one. Okay, now we're done with the adult. We will proceed with children. This is in 2 categories. First one would be children born in Ireland. If your child is born in here, they automatically would get a PPS number once you register their birth with the General Register Office, or GRO. No extra applications is needed for this one. However, if you do not register the birth within 180 days, or I think about 6 months, you'll have to apply for the PPSN number yourself for the child. Now, how do you do this? For a child's PPS number that hasn't been registered within 180 days of birth, you don't email it in, and you do not apply through the MyGov ID for a child. First step would be download and fill out the Reg 1M form. This is the application form for a child's PPSN. And then number 2, submit it to the DSP by either post to your local PPS number allocation center, or by booking an appointment in person, depending on the center as well. So that's how you would register a child that has not been registered within 180 days. And that should be it. Now let's proceed with the next one. Children born outside Ireland. If your child was born abroad but is living in Ireland, the parent or guardian must apply for their PPSN. To do this, at least one parent or guardian must already have their own PPS number. Same with the previous, the forms cannot be emailed in. The DSP would require you to fill out the Reg 1M application form completed by the parent or guardian, provide supporting documents on this one, and then the application must be posted in Client Identity Services DSP in Curricon Shannon in Co-Litrum. This is the central office handling the PPSN applications from outside of Ireland. I will put this address down in my description below so you can use it later on, okay? Now, what you will need when applying. First one would be the proof of your relationship to the child. For example, the child's birth certificate, adoption papers, or court documents. And then the next one would be the proof of your identity. For example, your passport or a driver's license. Okay, that's it. Now, to summarize everything that I have mentioned, children born in Ireland which has been registered on time, they will have their PPSN number automatically. Children born abroad or a late registration, the parent or the guardian must apply. And they also need to bring proof of who they are and proof that they are the child's parent or guardian. Next topic would be a step-by-step guide to booking your PPS number for an adult. Now, the first one would be create your MyGov ID account. If you haven't already, head over to MyGov ID and set up a basic account. You will need your address, your email address, of course, and a mobile number. Number two would be access mywelfare.ie. Once your MyGov ID is ready, visit the mywelfare.ie and log in using your MyGov ID credentials. Now, number three would be navigate to the PPSN number section on the My Welfare dashboard and find and select the PPSN number option. And then number four, start your application. This is quite long, okay? So click on apply now to begin the application process. You will be prompted to provide personal details and upload necessary documents.
Documents to bring to prove your identity. First up, if you're a non-EU or EA citizen, bring your passport or a 1951 travel document. If you're from EU or EEA but not from Ireland or the UK, your passport or national ID cards work. Now, if you're an Irish citizen born in Ireland, just bring your passport or your driving license or learner permit. If records do not match, they may ask for a birth certificate. If you're born in Northern Ireland or a UK citizen, bring your passport or your birth certificate plus a full driving license or a learner's permit. You also need a proof of address dated within the last 3 months. This could be a household utility bill, a bank statement, a property lease or tenancy agreement, an official letter or document, or a letter from a government department or agency. You can also use an official confirmation of address by a third party, such as your employer. If you've just moved to Ireland and do not have a utility bill yet, a letter from your employer or a bank statement can serve as a proof of address. If you're staying with friends or relatives, you can just use their household bill. Just add a note from the bill holder confirming you live in there. Even a written note directly on the bill itself is accepted.
Next one would be a proof of need. If applying for work, bring the signed job offer or employment contract, or if it is for benefit, bring any appointment letter or correspondence. Now, for the child's benefit, the DSP's guideline explicitly requires the parents to have a PPS number when applying. Just remember that one. Number 5 would be book your appointment. After completing the online application, you will be directed to book in an in-person appointment. This is where you'll verify your identity and you have your photo taken for the public services card. Number 6 is to attend your appointment. On the day of your appointment, bring all the documents that you have uploaded online, and the process typically takes about 15 to 30 minutes. A staff member will collect your forms and verify your documents. You will fill out and complete the PPSN application form, which is the Reg 1 form. The DSP site actually notes that your application will undergo further checks after the appointment, and if successful, your PPSN will be emailed to your address afterwards. And then number 7, receive your PPSN number. For this one, processing time, it takes about 5 to 8 weeks to receive your PPS number after the appointment. Plan accordingly on this one. Keep the letter safe. This is your official PPSN, okay? And now let's talk about appointment availability. Appointments can fill up quickly, essentially in larger cities like Dublin and Cork or Limerick. It is advisable to book as soon as possible to secure your preferred time slot. Booking an appointment. Many offices now use appointments. You can book online via MyWelfare at mywelfare.ie or by calling your local interview center. Now, you can actually check each office's contact number on the gov.ie site. I will link the description below so you can use that one. Now, let's talk about renewal and updates. Once issued, a PPSN never expires. You do not need to renew it or reapply each year. It stays the same for life, much like your Philippine Social Security number. Keep your notification letter safe. If you lose it, you can contact the DSP to get your number again. You must inform them this, and please do not apply for a new one. Now, the next one would be updates for your life changes. The only time your PPSN record changes is if your personal details change. The DSP manages updates for name changes or gender changes. For example, if you legally change your name, you should notify DSP so records can match. Your PPSN itself remains the same. The next one would be just a historical note, WPPSNs. In Ireland, they used to issue a WPPSN to a wife on marriage. Women who have such number from before the 1990s and their marital status has since changed then, could be divorce or widowhood, they are asked to contact DSP for change of their PPSN. This is a very rare exception, otherwise your original PPSN is permanent. Tips for newcomers, check ahead which local office you need. It may not be an interior office or a branch office, and register your MyGov ID in advance. Go early on the day of the appointment as well. Queues can really form early. And then always bring documents, your passport, your birth certificate, your job contract, all of that, and bring the copy as well. After your PPSN, remember to notify your employer and any benefit offices of your number. Keep your PPSN letter safe. You'll use that number for everything in Ireland going forward, okay? So, that wraps up our deep dive into securing your PPS number. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to love, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll never miss out our latest content. Now, until next time, stay informed and take care.